Hello, welcome back to another video case study. So today we're looking at an SEO agency. We recently helped generate 78 leads in 1 month. Let's get into it. So agency overview, video audit strategy, and then key takeaways that you can basically implement if you're an SEO agency or a marketing agency that's targeting local businesses. I'd say this is like a super valuable video for you because this is an offer that's like proven and tested and a campaign strategy that just works. So I'll also leave the link to this doc in the description. But in terms of the results we're looking at here, so we got a lead every single 178 contacts reached, which is very good for an SEO offer. If you ask, some agencies, they'll be like, hey man, like we don't even work with SEO agencies. We don't help them with outbound just because it doesn't work. But we kind of found something that works really well. So I just wanted to share it here today and give you some value out of it. So the agency that we helped, Cube Creative, so they basically do SEO, web design, PPC, email marketing, some other stuff, the usual, right? And they wanted to break into a new home services model when we first spoke to each other. They are vertical, so new industry they wanted to target, but they didn't really know how to set up outbound for it, but they knew outbound would work for this sort of industry. So let's get into our campaign strategy, how we help them. So we're going to break this down to 3 steps, which is the offer, the copy, and then the actual unique value about it. So in terms of the offer, we basically knew that they specialize in SEO, which is basically the main thing that they're offering is driving leads, right? And with us targeting home services, we knew that we had to kind of be straight to the point. These guys are really not about the whole pain point messaging and all this fancy stuff in the email. They just want to know what you can get them. So it's not a sophisticated market like SaaS or agencies. So we knew we just had to give them a quantifiable result, a time frame, and a risk reversal, at least for an initial offer. And we ended up with around 25 leads in 30 days, or they get a full refund. This was kind of the framework we went to. So pretty good offer. In terms of the email copy, so we knew that they obviously wouldn't care about pain point language again, right? And all of this fancy AI stuff, ultra personalization, going into their website, pulling in a bunch of unique data. They don't care about that. And so we just wanted something like super direct response. So the email we ended up with is like, hey, a relevant reason why we're reaching out. I believe it was just, hey, during this busy season, you probably want to fill up your calendar. We can get you this result in time frame, or you get a full refund. Can I share a video explaining how it works? So the reason why this works really well, and you're probably thinking like, hey man, like I get these emails all day. You're not a blue collar or home service company, right? You are someone who's probably a sophisticated agency owner or just an online business person who, gets these emails all the time. But these guys, they're not bombarded with emails. There's nuances, but they just want the result, right? They don't want like a super fancy email. They just want to know what you can get them and why you. And this is what we came up with. The reason why we did this, right, is because the result, how we did this is we basically tailored it to their terminology. So for example, if it's what's a good example for this? A plumber. Or we could be like, hey, we can get you 10 homeowners in your city who have, what was the word? Who have water leakages. That is a very specific thing that is tailored to that plumber and makes it really realistic. So that's why you want to add in this result part. You want to really take what type of job or lead does the ICP that I'm reaching out to want, the audience I'm reaching out to, and then tailor it to them because it makes it more realistic. It's like, okay, this company, they can get me this specific type of lead. There has to be something unique about this, and it really sparks their interest, so it's super effective. And then in time frame, obviously 30 days, 60 days, whatever, or you get a full refund. The CTA for the can I share a 2-minute video, we didn't do this just because, hey, it's a soft ask and they're definitely going to say yes. There's a specific reason we did this, and you're about to find out why, right? Because you probably get like emails, or you've probably seen this before, like, hey, can I share a video? And they just send everyone the same email. But what we did, we made it a personalized SEO audit. So everyone who replied yes for this, for the most part, we basically send them a personalized SEO. So the client would get the lead, and then they would basically, so Cube Creative, they get the lead, and then they basically qualify them. Maybe they look at the website, etc., make sure that they're a good fit and they're worthy of the SEO audit. And this wasn't like a personalized video using Spark, whatever, or Spark Video or whatever the AI video tools is. This is actual like personalized video that the client sat down every single time to do. But in the videos, this is why it works so well. So they broke down their service, SEO, right, into 3 core pillars. At least that's what we told them to do. So website GMB reviews, for example, right? this is what you want to do. You want to break it down to 3 pillars. And then in the video, you go through each pillar and you show them where their business is struggling. This isn't the classic audit where it's like, hey, here's the audit on SEMrush, and then here's your, or whatever tool you use, and here is the solutions. We're not giving them the solutions, right? We're just showing them where they're struggling in a place where we can provide value, right? Because this is our 3 core pillars. And then this is how you struggle in our 3 core pillars, which basically means this is how we can help you. Or this is where you're struggling, where we can help. And so the 3 purposes that this served very well was we showed upfront value. Not a lot of people are willing to do this, right? They're going to send you like a video that isn't that interesting and it's just a VSL that they're sending every lead. Or they're just going to send you like an AI video, right? But this is actually value upfront. Or if it's an SEO agency, they're just going to ask you to hop on a call for an SEO audit, which you do not want to do because every SEO agency offers an audit for free. So this basically gave value without asking for anything in return, at least, initially, or without getting anything initially, except an interested response. And they positioned them as an expert, because when you're sitting there and you're auditing their stuff and you're really telling them where they're messing up, that does way more than you think in their internal psychology, knowing that you are the expert. Because not a lot of people are experts. A lot of people maybe pretend to be experts, but real experts, like if you have really good expertise, these videos are your chance to kind of sit down and then just hammer them with expertise. Most importantly, hammer the prospect with all their SEO issues just to make them realize how much money they're losing, right? If I sat down, I looked at your website, I was like, hey, this is all the stuff you're struggling with. You're losing this much money. Here's your website. Here's your top competitor's website. Here's what they're doing. Absolutely tremendous, right? You're giving them that FOMO and you're showing them where they're struggling. And that's what the client, I believe, is doing. And they didn't give solutions, like I said. They just said, and this was the catchy part, right? They gave them all these problems. They're like, hey, we'll show you how we can fix this on the call. Or at least that's what we told them, right? Show them on the call, not now. Or at least tell them that you'll present solutions on the call, which is your service, right? You don't want to give them the value here because then they're just going to take it and leave. So that's pretty much it. And let's go through the next one. The bonus, limiting beliefs. Sorry. So you might be thinking right now, there's 2 objections that you probably have as to why you're not going to implement this for your business and make more money. So step 1 or objection 1 is you probably believe that the result in time frame, like, oh, I'm going to be 50 leads 3 days, you don't get pay or all that stuff, that doesn't work anymore. Everyone does it, blah, blah, blah. That's wrong, right? That's what I thought initially, right? I thought this is super stupid. Like if I get this email, I'm going to throw it, I'm going to put it in spam. But in really sophisticated markets like me and like probably the market you're in, it's probably true. But with local home service businesses, like I said, this is all they care about. They're not sophisticated. And not a lot of people are reaching that. Maybe it doesn't apply for landscape businesses. Maybe that's the odd one out, right? But another objection I have as well, what if they just take the video and leave, right? And that will happen. Like you will see a drop off because the CTA is super soft. Anyone can just say yes, and they don't really have to do anything besides that. They're saying yes to the video more than they're really saying yes to you. But the thing is that you're missing the forest for the trees. And what I mean by that is the prospects who don't reply to the video, even though they see the problems on their website, they're probably not even serious about doing SEO, right? They're probably getting enough referrals or they have another channel. So why would you even want to speak to them on a call? But another thing is the video shows them what's wrong, not how to fix it. So even if they can just take it, they can't really run with it and know how to fix the problem because, you're not giving them the solution. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But the forest for the trees that I was speaking about is you're missing the leads that are going to see the video and book a call. Imagine how much warmer they are and more likely to close because they already have that audit. They know you're the expert, right? So this is a very good campaign that I recommend you guys run if you do any sort of local business type of service and you offer lead generation for them, whether that's through whatever mechanism. So if you want to implement this for yourself, here are 4 crucial lessons you can't take with this. And these are steps for you to implement this and become the next case study for yourself, basically. So step 1 is use this simple email framework, right? It literally works. It does work. We've tested it across multiple home service markets. Create an offer with a clear result, time frame, and risk reversal, right? And make the offer in their language. So be specific about the type of leader job. So if you were targeting custom home builders, we can get you 10 high net worth families looking to build custom homes. That's way more compelling than 10 leads, right? Because that actually emphasizes that you have some sort of unique mechanism where you can target this specific client that they really want to work with, right? So you can do some AI ChatGPT research to figure this stuff out. And then break your service down into 3 core pillars and build your video audit around them. Record using Tela, which I'm using. No need for Facecam. So that's basically it, right? 3 core pillars. What do you do what can you fix for the prospect, and then turn that into the video, because you don't want to tell them, hey, you're struggling on the in CRO, but you don't do CRO. Well, what's the value in that? You're not going to be able to fix it. So you know what I mean. Tell them where they're going wrong based on what you can help them with, and then get that deal. I hope you guys found this valuable. If you want us to run your entire outbound funnel meeting, we will do the cold email, and we can call interested leads as well. Once they reply to the email, book them in. If you want us to set up campaigns like this for you so you can generate more leads for your business and grow, and if you are a marketing agency or a promotional products company, because those are the only two types of companies we work with, you can book a call at netsuite.com. And yeah, comment any questions you have. Cheers. Peace.